Hey everyone, Chris here. In this video I'm going to talk about this Hoka Rocket X running shoe, and it's going to be a fairly short review because this is not the shoe for me, but we'll talk about why that is. So it's the Hoka Rocket X, it's one of their racing shoes, and it's called X because it's got a carbon plate in it, and other reviews seem pretty positive, so I thought I would give it a go. But a couple of things that I don't really like about it. So first of all, it's quite hard to get on. In terms of like getting my foot into it, there's not a lot of give in this upper, and so I really have to stretch the back here to get my foot in, and that's a problem because I bought these as a replacement for these Hoka Clifton 6 shoes, and one of the problems, the reason I have to replace these is because the plastic cup at the back of these has actually come through, and now these are unusable because the plastic digs into your heel and gives me a blister straight away. So when it was quite a struggle to get these on, that seemed like a failure point. If that's a weakness in Hoka shoes, then I thought, well, I don't really want to be ragging this because it's likely to break there. I could do the laces less tight, but then I wouldn't get as much grip on the top, and that would be annoying. Really frustrating that it broke there on the Clifton 6, because it happens to my wife all the time because she never unties her shoelaces, she just pulls them on. I really try and care for my shoes and it still failed. Very frustrating. Hasn't happened on this one, but just the fact that it happened on the Clifton 6 got me a little worried there. So that's the upper. The lower, also not a big fan of. Now, in fairness to Hoka, they do label this shoe as responsive, but there really isn't much cushioning there, and it is a maximalist shoe. Hoka advertise how comfortable their shoes are. I really didn't find this one comfortable, so it felt like I was just slamming down as I was running with really not much cushion there, and that's fine if it's like a racing flat, but then I don't need this massive shoe. If I'm going to do that, I could wear a much more minimalist, lighter shoe and get that same pavement feel. It's also got, they call it a meta rocker, and they said that it's at the front, so I assume it's here because it was digging in to the bottom of my foot for the first 5 minutes of the run. Then it started to ease off, especially as I picked up the pace, but it was quite annoying. I assume when they say it's towards the front, they mean it's here because that's where it digged in, or it was just something else that was digging in, but that was annoying. But it did go away eventually. But it just wasn't really comfortable, and because there's not much cushioning at the bottom, and because the top feels quite stiff, it feels like I'm wearing this quite hard shell. And when I took this off and put my Nikes back on, oh man, these felt so good. They felt so comfortable. Now, in fairness, of course, this is a super shoe designed to be very comfortable, but I was also testing out these Brooks Launch shoes in the same run, so I went straight from my Nikes to these, back to my Nikes, so a lot of contrast between all of the shoes, and these were the least comfortable despite being the biggest maximalist shoe. So for that reason, it's just not for me, because it's just not a super comfortable shoe. If you want a racing shoe, then maybe it's more of an option, but I don't really see the point in having a maximalist shoe that provides so little cushioning. It wasn't really comfortable, and I was far more comfortable when I switched to the other shoes. So that said, this isn't the shoe for me. It could be the shoe for you. It might be that it just doesn't work out for my feet or my comfort requirements or whatever that is. So yeah, it might be the shoe for you, but it isn't for me. I'm sending them back. Hopefully that was useful. Probably not if you've already decided you want the Rocket X and you just wanted some confirmation bias. So sorry if that was the case. But if you are thinking of getting these, I would consider some of the other shoes that Hoka have, because it just, not super comfortable, and Hoka is a brand that I think predominantly people go to for comfort, but I could be wrong. If you found that useful, then please give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you want more videos on running and triathlon. That's what my channel is all about, and I would love to see you in another video.